Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes and welcome to a brief discussion on easy chord shapes that sound great on the guitar. Today I'm going to start by looking at a standard G major chord, C major chord and F major chord, all played on the first 3 frets of the guitar, initially there using the most common fingerings for those chords. Now what I want to do is introduce a high G sustained throughout those 3 chords. So I'll change the fingering this time to my little finger on the high G, my third on the low G and my second on the B, and my index finger is free when I play the G chord. Exactly the same sounding G chord, just a different finger grip, as you can see. So I want you to try and get used to this finger grip of the G chord, which leaves your index finger free to do other things. Now, if we hold that position and then change to a C chord using the conventional 3 fingers here for the C, but instead of having E as your high note, leave your finger on the G. So this time we've sort of got a C with a 12th added G up on the top. Great sounding C chord. So here's your normal sounding C chord. There it is with the G up on top. So G chord to C. Now drop down to the F shape. Now think of that as an F chord. We've got a high G there, so it's like an F with an added 9th, but I'm also playing A in the bass. I'm not strumming the 6th string. So now we've got G, C, F, C, just some great sounding chords there, easy to play. They're expanded chords, they sound really contemporary, but there's nothing hard about them. There's your standard chords, and here's the modified ones. Okay. The next thing I'd like to do is take that one step further and this time use a different grip entirely for the G chord. This time I want to replace the B with a D, leave the high G, index finger on the B, second finger on the low G. So now we've got a G chord. Our standard G chord has 3 G's in it, 1 D and 2 B's. So the sound that you've grown up with as a G chord on the guitar is a really interesting mix of the 3 notes in a G chord, G, B and D. This time I want to get rid of one of those B's and replace it with a D. So now we have 3 G's, 1 B and 2 D's. A really interesting take on a G chord. Now if we then play a C chord, think of playing a C chord but holding the D and the G down the bottom. So we've sort of got a C with an added 9th. Let's not worry too much about the name of these chords. The only real safe way to tell a guitar player which chord you want to play is either to draw the 6-line tablature or write it as you would in piano music, where the notes in the octaves and in the order that you want them to play are written above each other. For the moment, just think of everything today as being G, C or F. There are extensions to the C chord and the F chord, but think of them in your mind as being simply that, F with extended notes. So we've got G, C, F, C, G. Another unique sounding chord progression that is very easy to play. 2 of the fingers stay locked on their strings and we're only moving the top 2 down 1 set of strings. So 6 and 5, 5 and 4, 4 and 3. G, C, F, C. Just great sounding chords, easy to play. I really encourage you to change your thinking of the 1 grip G chord, the 1 grip C chord and the 1 grip F chord. Now I want to look at one final chord shape in today's tutorial, and that's based around the C7th shape. So here I've got the standard way most people learn a C7th on a guitar. It's important to note that on the guitar, unlike the piano, we seldom play the notes of a chord in correct theoretical order. So a C7th should be C, E, G and B flat in that ascending pitch. Now on guitar, we've all grown up playing C, E, hang on a minute, no G, B flat and C. There's no G in what guitar players for hundreds of years have called their standard C7th chord. Now we can put the G in the bass if we want to. Sounds quite interesting like that. Where we go, then we go G, E, B flat, C and E. We still haven't got the correct theoretical order of the notes in a C7th chord. C, E, G, B flat. It sounds great. So don't lose any sleep over the fact that on the guitar and on most fretted instruments, we can't play all of the standard inversions that a piano player can play where their notes are laid out right in front of them across 88 keys. Okay, what I want to do is take the 3 lowest notes in that C7th chord grip and change the fingers that I use. So here, instead of that grip, I now only want 3 fingers and I'm playing just those 3 notes, the low 3 notes of a C7th chord. Now the fun begins if I slide that up to where that becomes an E7th chord, because now I can introduce the low E, the high B and the high E and get a fantastic sounding E7th chord. That is just one of the best sounds on the guitar to my ears. We can play a 12-bar blues by taking that shape up to where it becomes A7, so up to the 12th fret. So here we were on the 7th fret for E7th, up on the 12th fret. Leave the outside strings ring on. Yes, we've got an added B in there, that's fine. Treat those 2 notes as if they were drone notes. Listen to that incredibly interesting sound there, based on an A7th chord. Back to E7. Now you can take it down to where the normal B7th is. If you want to, you can put the F sharp in, the normal, so just play a basic B7th chord shape there. I actually like to not play that. I like to actually leave the E there, so just keep true with the drone notes. So back to A7, then back to E7. So E7, up to the A7. Big 7. It's just easy to sound great on the guitar if you use a little bit of choice in the finger grips that you use for the chords, and don't get all pedantic about having the exact and only the exact notes in the chord shapes. For example, A7th should be A, C sharp, E and G in that order. But that doesn't necessarily give you the best sounding A7th on the guitar. Remember here we've got the added B in there, that's fine. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and got something new out of it. Have fun with your guitar. The best sounds on a guitar most often come from the simplest, easiest chord grips and the use of drone strings, either on the low end of the guitar or on the high end of the guitar. Bye for now.